everybody, and welcome back to the United Star. I am Sid, and with me is Prasham. And today we are going to talk about a certain midfielder that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was interested in, but unfortunately, Manchester United and he were priced out of a move by Aston Villa because a price tag of 80 million was put on him on during the summer. And yes, we are talking about Jack Grealish. Now I have Prasham here with me. Who Prasham, could you shed light on why we need a player like Jack Grealish in our squad?
Yeah. So, Sid, there are two things to this. First of all, it is evident in this season why Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wanted Jack Grealish. I mean, he's shown it against Arsenal. He had Thomas Partey and their entire Arsenal midfield in his pocket. He showed it against Liverpool, where he single-handedly destroyed that entire team. So, Jack Grealish is an absolutely fantastic player. And this international break has been a testament to his quality and his caliber. Ex-players have come out and compared him to the likes of Paul Gascoigne and Eden Hazard, and these are absolute greats of the game, which are comparing him to other greats who are currently playing football. Jack Grealish in that Belgium game, if you saw when they were 2-0 down, he was making things happen. It was like a magnet. The ball was going to him, and then things were happening for England. Otherwise, England looked horrible in that game, but he was the only bright spark. His passing, his dribbling, his decision making are brilliant. The only flaw maybe in his game is that he takes one touch too many before taking a shot. He's too hesitant to take a shot, which is a little surprising because he has a very good shot, but he's a little too hesitant. If he sorts that out, he is an he's a genius on the field, and he draws so many fouls. So he's a fantastic player to build your set pieces on. He literally draws fouls in dangerous areas. He wins penalties. So I think Grealish should have been an incredible addition to the squad. So that is clear why Solskjaer wanted him. Now, what you said is that why it didn't happen. So that was the 80 million price tag. Now, what happened is that 80 million, of course, is too much for Jack Grealish. I don't think anybody in their right mind would pay 80 million for Grealish. But then United fans absolutely lost it and said that Jack Grealish is overrated. Now, there is a key difference between overrated and overpriced. It is not his fault that Aston Villa has said he is worth 80 million pounds. And fair enough, United walked away from that because 80 million was not worth it. But the people who are saying that, oh, Donny van de Beek is so much better than Jack Grealish, this, that. Yes, Donny van de Beek is a good player. Jack Grealish has the potential to be the best English midfielder of his generation. That is the difference. I think Jack Grealish is a great player. I think that's the difference between Van de Beek and Grealish. This is no slight on Van de Beek. He's not even played enough football in the Premier League. But I just think it is my personal opinion that Jack Grealish is one of the most fantastic players there is in the world right now. I'm not saying in the Premier League. I'm not saying in England. In the world, his goals and assists combination in Europe has been up there for now 2 seasons in a row. He single-handedly, you can say, kept Villa in the Premier League. Him and of course refereeing gasps, but these two things kept Villa in the Premier League single-handedly. So that is what I think I want. What to clear out here is that he's not overrated. He was overpriced. Now, suddenly, if we are yet interested in buying Jack Grealish, he is probably going to be worth 80 million now. And suddenly, now people will see his worth because he's a full England international. So this is the kind of market we are in. Now, finally, coming to the last point is that I think we really need a player like Grealish. One player who can pick the ball up from your own half, dribble into the heart of the opposition's half, and then be able to pick the right pass. I think that is what we are lacking right now. We expect someone like a Pogba to do that role. He's clearly not doing it for us. Marcus Rashford doesn't pick the ball up in near our half and then drive with it. He drives with it much closer to the box. So obviously we've been calling out for someone like a Jadon Sancho on the right, but someone like Grealish in the midfield also can do that job of changing that defense to attack more quickly. Why don't we break smaller teams down? Because that no one is there to transition the ball. Bruno Fernandes is not the best dribbler of the ball. So that transition doesn't happen. And if that transition doesn't happen, you can't always pass your way out of trouble. Sometimes you need to pick the ball up and run with it. And if you go to see among the top teams, Manchester United is probably the only team that doesn't have a single dribbler. City have got Mahrez, Liverpool have got Mane and Salah. You look at that, Chelsea have got, now they've got Ziyech, they had Pulisic before, they've got Havertz as well, who's a little bit of a decent dribbler. Arsenal have got someone like a Pepe, who of course does not start, but they've got a Pepe and a Willian who can pick the ball up and drive defenses. See, I'm not mentioning Aubameyang here. I'm not talking about Aubameyang at all because Aubameyang does what Rashford does. We have that kind of player. Liverpool even have Wijnaldum. Wijnaldum drives beautifully with the ball. He's probably one of the most underrated players of that team. So all top teams have this kind of a player. Manchester United does not have this player, and we've been crying out for it. And Jack Grealish was that player that we needed.
True, true, true. One more thing he adds is the leadership we need in the team, right? Who's the only leader we have right now? Bruno Fernandes. I wouldn't even put Paul Pogba there, but Bruno and probably Rashford. They are the only two leaders we have. Jack adds that leadership to the squad. Like a couple of days back, Luis actually came out with a statement saying that if Manchester United are to win the Premier League title and to compete for the Champions League again, we need at least four more Bruno Fernandez's, and personally for me, Jack Grealish is one of those people.
I agree with you. The other thing is that this speculation now, first of all, I think this Pogba statements have been taken out of context, is what I'm understanding
Yeah,
now. I think it's not.
that's where we have to
I
correct
think I
ourselves.
think
We
yeah, I
actually
think we have to
spoke
correct
about it.
ourselves because yeah. So these statements have been taken out of context, and the media has again, got us basically. But what I feel is that Grealish, even with Pogba in the team, I wanted Grealish. So this is
Definitely,
my basic problem is that whichever now after Sancho also didn't come to United, yes, they said he's overpriced. Now I get that 100 million is a lot of money, 80 million is a lot of money, but we need to make that distinction between overpriced and overrated. A
definitely,
player is overpriced, but he's not overrated. Jack Grealish is not overrated. He has proved himself in the championship. He's proved himself in the Premier League. He is now playing for England, and basically, people have been crying for Jack Grealish to start. There have been people have been basically baffling that he's not been playing. He's
exactly.
built for the Premier League. He's built for that physical game. He's got that physicality. He's got the mind. He's got everything you want in a proper. He's a proper footballer. So I see no reason why we should not be in the market for someone like Jack Grealish.
And then again, one more factor comes into place that what is in it for our board, right? If we sign him, what's in it for our board? Will we get shirt sales and all? So I mean, personally for me, I think the board should look like they should not look at that part and see the brilliance he brings on the pitch, right? And I think that's we should definitely go for this player. Now apparently there are rumors coming out that City and other big clubs are going in for him, and now there's going to be a huge rat race for him next summer or probably in January.
But this
Uh,
is obvious, Sid. This is obvious because we as fans, especially at least on this channel and me personally, I've been saying this for I don't know how long that Jack Grealish is a generational talent. And everyone was sleeping on him. United saw it, recognized it, and fair enough, you don't pay 80 million for it. But we didn't even try to negotiate. We didn't even try to negotiate the price down. And see, that is it. Now City is going to be in for it. If City get Jack Grealish, can you imagine a midfield of Kevin De Bruyne and Jack Grealish?
it's going to be. I don't want to think about it. So yeah, on that note, thanks Prasham. Let us know what you think about Jack Grealish in the comments, and do you think we as Manchester United for the team should we sign Jack Grealish? We'll see you soon in our next video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching our video. If you do like it, please click on the thumbs up and please subscribe to our channel. Click on the bell icon to get daily notifications from the United Star. Follow us on Instagram at the.United Star and we will see you soon